We're working on the second challenge in basic string properties. It asks us to write a function called char_count. We can go ahead and get started with our function header. It's going to take a, what's it say? It says a string and a character. And what it's going to do is it's going to return the number of times the given character appears in a string. So I want to counter, right? There's a method I could use to do this, but I'm just going to go ahead and brute force it, use a for loop, because that really hasn't been introduced explicitly, although it'll be familiar. I'll show you after we look at the solution. But for each character in my string, right, I want to say if that character is the same as the character I'm looking for, right? I want to go ahead and count that, increase that count to 1, and right then I'm going to go and return that count when I'm done. Let's go ahead and give this a test, see what they have to say. It says character is not fine. That's because I misspelled things up here. Let's give it a try again. It says that's correct. Right? It gives us an alternate solution here using a method that's familiar to us from when we talked about lists, right? When we talked about lists, we said we could use this dot count method, right? With some object in that method. We can use that with strings, just with a character or even a sequence of characters, right? And we can actually count how many times a character or a sequence of characters comes up in a string, right? We can actually like clear this up, right? If I have a string and it says I am a string, right? I can count, I can string.count, right? I can count how many times there's a space in there. There are 3 spaces in there, right? But I can also count, right, for some sequence of strings, right? How many times is there a space followed by an A? That happens 2 times in this string. I think that's the only recurring sequence of characters in this particular string. But hopefully you can see that, this dot count method could be really helpful, right? And it's certainly a lot more elegant than using a for loop. There is one other challenge in this lesson. I'll see you over there in that video shortly. Then we just have one more lesson and a couple more challenges in this strings unit before we are done with Intro Python.